Alright, so I've been looking into math, and I discovered a weird thing about math. Most math that we use in our everyday life is, technically speaking, well, everything after a million is technically speaking wrong. Because apparently what we use for our day-to-day lives is called short math. Once again, this is only for over a million. For 1,000 and under, like 100,000 and under, long math and short math have the same thing. But long math is really weird, even though it makes sense that that's how math is. Or I guess it's not math, it's long counting more than anything. And the idea behind it is to get to the next thing, you have to hit that number of things, which is a horrible way of explaining it. But you have to hit 10 tens to get to 100, 100 hundreds to get to 1,000, and then 1,000 thousands to get to 1,000,000. Because that's how our numbers work. But 1,000,000 is where it changes. Because you only need 1,000 millions to get to 1,000,000,000. And that's what short math is. Or short counting. Or whatever. It's where instead of counting to 1,000,000,000 billions to get to 1,000,000,000,000, you only count to 1,000 billion. I know why we use short counting versus long counting. Long counting is, strictly speaking, more correct. Short counting is not incorrect, but it's not as correct as it could be. And long counting is why 1,000,000 billion isn't an incorrect statement. That's an actual number. It's just not a number you're ever going to need to use outside of theoretical physics and mathematicians, at least. And the reason why we use short counting in our day-to-day lives is because trying to write out 1,000,000,000 would take a while. And we already shortened down 1,000,000 to like 1 mil. So trying to write something even more absurd, like 1,000,000,000, it would take up your entire sheet of paper just to write out that. Which is why long counting is almost exclusively used in computers, or by computers, when doing high-level calculations that you need to be absurdly accurate for. And even then, outside of mathematicians, you're not going to see a long counting a lot. But long counting is why infinity isn't as big as infinity, if that makes sense. Long counting ensures that there's different sized infinities no matter what you do. It's like the infinite apples and bananas thing, just on a number scale instead of apples and bananas. But thank you for listening, if anyone's even been listening.